Hey everybody, this is Mark over at the Physical Therapy Effect in San Diego. One of the things I want to talk to you today about is walking. We get a lot of patients that come in here, and unfortunately here in San Diego, there are a lot of little potholes. There's a lot of trees that have kind of uprooted the sidewalks a little bit, and I'm sure it's very similar in some of the cities and towns near you. Now, when we're walking, oftentimes anybody who has gotten maybe a little bit older or has had a fall, what we tend to do is we start to take smaller steps and we tend to start to look down at the ground because we're very nervous about falling again. Now, that's a very valid fear, and it's a very important thing to pay attention to because you don't want to fall and you don't want to injure yourself. So I'm not telling you not to pay attention to those things, but what I actually tell a lot of patients to do is I have them try to walk a little bit faster. So the faster you walk, the more natural you move. And the more natural we move, the more our foot actually clears the ground as we swing one foot through to the next step. And that occurs over and over and over again. Now, if we tend to shuffle our feet, we don't pick our feet up very high off the ground. And what's more likely to happen is you're actually more likely to clip the ground and trip and fall. So it's important that we actually try to walk as normal as we can for as long as we can. And so what you'll do is walk a little bit faster, which is probably closer to your natural speed. And if you're taller, might be a little bit faster than some of your friends or family that are a little bit shorter. And if you're a little bit shorter, that's okay. You walk at your speed. You don't have to try to keep up with anybody else. And so the next part of this is actually also to make sure that you're looking out on the horizon a little bit. You don't want to be looking straight down to the ground because when that happens, you don't have a lot of time to plan if there is an obstacle in front of you because you're looking straight down at the floor. Your peripherals are not able to see much further than 3 to 4 feet in front of you. And so you don't know when there's a new obstacle coming your way or a pet or another person. You're so concentrated on don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, that you actually miss what's coming and potentially cause you to fall. So I always tell my clients, look out onto the horizon. You don't have to look straight up. You want to look down a little bit so that you do see a few things coming. And what's important is then you'll start to notice that maybe in 20 feet or 30 feet or even further, you'll see a hole in the ground, or you'll see a root on the ground, or you'll see a dog coming, something along those lines. And as you can see those things, what it's important is when you get closer to those impediments, you look down to clear the obstacle, but then you continue on ahead and you now know what's coming up after that instead of just looking straight down at the ground. This will improve safety and overall improve your ability to ambulate further and with less pain. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email at info@pteffect.com or reach out to us on our website. We're happy to answer any questions that may come up. Have a great day.